What's the story, Morning Glory? What is up, Buttercup? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for another review of 90 Day Fiancé Before the 90 Days, Season 5, Episode 5, False Starts and False Promises. So let's start off with Hamza and Memphis. So it's the next morning, and this is after the mother catches Hamza in the same bedroom with Memphis. And the mother is obviously not happy about this. She's in the kitchen. You can tell that she's like very upset about this. She's pacing back and forth. And the mother says in her confessional that she believes that Memphis has seduced her son. So at first I was ready to fight. I was like, excuse me, miss. But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Maybe she has a point because the whole time that we've known Memphis, she's been talking about how important it is for her to have, a good intimate relationship with her partner because in her last relationship, something really horrible happened and the intimacy just wasn't there, and so she doesn't want that to happen with this relationship. So she's been really seducing him for as long as we've known her, because we've seen her recording herself while she's taking a shower, FaceTiming him while she's taking a shower. She's, bought all the sexy lingerie. She's constantly talking to him about, making sure that that they get to know each other in that way as soon as possible. So then I was like, okay, maybe the mother does have a point. She started this whole seduction from day one because it's really, really important to her that that part of the relationship is squared away before she can even think about any other aspect of their relationship. So she might be right about that. So, personally, I think that Memphis should have just gotten a hotel. I don't know why she would ever think it would have been comfortable, especially with her wanting to do what she wants to do with Hamza. I don't see how she thought it would have been comfortable at all to stay with him in his mother's house. If she had her own hotel, then he could have gone to visit her. She could have picked him up, taken him back to her hotel. They could have done whatever they wanted to do, however they wanted to do it, and not worried about getting caught and all this, juvenile stuff. But she wants to be uncomfortable. She got it. So the whole intimacy lasted way too fast. It wasn't enough for her at all. She said that in the blink of an eye, it was over. So Hamza himself, though, he was really happy with it. He was very satisfied with Memphis. He had no complaints, none at all. So Memphis tells Hamza to go and lie to his mother and tell his mother that nothing happened between them the night before. So he goes like a little puppy. He does what he's told. So he goes into the kitchen and he sits down to talk to his mother, and he's asking his mother, how is she doing? And the mother says she's fine. And the mother said, me and you, we had a discussion about this, and you're supposed to sleep in the living room while she slept in the bedroom. And he tells his mom, but nothing happened. And the mother was like, seriously, who the hell do you think I am? I mean, I know the what's up. Stop it. Don't even lie to me. You're not going to make me believe that my son, who hasn't been with a woman in who knows how long, and then his soon to be wife arrives looking beautiful, and you're telling me that nothing happened. You went into her room just to lay next to her and stare at the ceiling in the dark. Yeah, right. Get out of here with that. So the mother doesn't fall for the okey doke, and then Memphis comes out, and I don't know if Memphis really thought that the mother would have believed Hamza if Hamza told her that nothing happened, but she comes waltzing into the kitchen, and she's like, is everything okay? And of course, what are they going to tell her? Yeah, everything is fine. They're not going to, kill each other over this. So later on, they go sightseeing, and, she's really worried about the whole sexy time. She said it was fast and furious, that she needed it. She needs some serious improvements in that department. And so when they get a chance to sit down and talk, she's asking him, like, why did it last so short? Like, what's going on? And in his confessional, the producers asked him, so how come, it was so short? And he said, because, it's been a while and Memphis is beautiful and he's very much attracted to her. So, he couldn't help himself. And Memphis asked him, she asked him how many women that he had been with, I think, and he said that she was his fifth, but the only one at his mother's house. So I don't know if he meant the only one that he's done that with at the mother's house, or the only one that he brought to his mother's house, like to meet his mom. I don't know, but she is number five. And so I'm thinking maybe she's thinking he doesn't have enough experience or something, so she probably has a lot to teach him. And so she's very worried. Oh, and then he tells her that, my mom, she's upset. And she's like, oh, your mom's mad? Yes, Memphis. His mother's upset because nobody in their right mind would believe that y'all were in that room doing nothing at all. Like, Memphis, what's going on, girl? So she's like, oh, your mom is mad. And he's like, yeah, my mom is mad. And, she wants us to sleep in separate rooms. And so Memphis is worried again about, how are they going to build this intimacy before they get married? Because, to her, that's like ace one, number one priority over anything and everything else. Like, if that part to her is not situated and it's not where she wants it to be, she may not go forward at all with this relationship, because I don't know what happened in her past relationship where it wasn't on par, and it just like really traumatized her. And so now she's like, you know what? She has to have that part of her relationship exactly where she wants it before she can move on. She's like so fixated on that. And it's like, half the world probably isn't satisfied in that department. You're not alone in this, Memphis. This is something that can be worked on. It's not a deal breaker. Y'all can work on this. The better you get to know each other, it'll get better. Just please relax about that, Memphis. But she's like so worried about it. So later on, she's cooking with his mother. She's getting fish with the mother, and she doesn't want to do this. She thinks it's disgusting, but she's doing it anyway because she really wants to get into the mother's good graces again, and she wants the mother to like her again. Because if the mother doesn't like her, then she's worried that the mother's going to stand in the way of them getting married. So she's doing whatever she can. She's gutting fish and all kinds of stuff just to make the mother happy. So at dinner, the mom tells them that they have to sleep in separate rooms, and Memphis, I think she went ahead and she agreed. And then Hamza was like, Mom, why are you so worried about this? Why are you so fixated on this one thing? Well, coincidentally, the mother, and Memphis are fixated on this one thing, but for different reasons. So the mom is like, well, she already said it's okay, so relax. So then the mom wants to know, why was Memphis divorced twice? And Memphis says that she wasn't divorced twice. She was only divorced once. But maybe the mom thinks she was married twice because she's got two children from two separate fathers. And the only marriage that she had ended up in divorce, and she tells them it's because they were more like friends, I guess, than husband and wife, and so that's why they had divorced. The mother is very worried about this because she thinks that, if Memphis has been divorced once, then she's probably going to be divorced again with my son. And she doesn't want her son to go through what she went through because she herself is also divorced. And in Memphis's confessional, she was like, I don't know why the mom cares about me being divorced because she's divorced herself. So why is she passing judgment on me? And I don't think the mother was so much passing judgment on Memphis. She was just worried about her son. She doesn't know Memphis from a hole in the wall. She knows her son and she loves her son. And so she's very protective of him. So she just doesn't want her son to go through what she went through. She doesn't want her son hurt. Bottom line, that's all it is. She just doesn't want her son hurt. And I guess Memphis's track record doesn't make her feel any better in with this whole thing about her son and Memphis getting married. So that's all that was. And so in his confessional, Hamza said that, maybe his mom has the right to be suspicious and to be worried about this whole arrangement because he himself doesn't know a lot about Memphis's past. You think this is an entire internet relationship. And y'all are going into this way too fast. So everyone involved should have reservations and fear and suspicion. And maybe can we all possibly just kind of slow down a little bit? Can Memphis and Hamza get to know each other a little bit better before they rush into a marriage and all this other stuff? No, that just sounds too much like right. Moving on to Alina and Caleb. So good to see her walking. Because I swear to God, from how it ended in the last episode, I thought that Caleb would have put her out of commission. But she was, up and about, and it is only because nothing happened the night before. So nothing happened. They did share like a really intimate kiss, and Alina was like, that the kiss was everything to her. It wasn't as romantic as she would have liked it, she said, but it was full of thunder, so it was still good. She still gives it 2 thumbs up. And Alina was like, why did we have to start off, so passionately, but then everything just stopped. So they didn't go past the kiss. And so Caleb, to him, he just needs to like adjust to the whole physicality of the entire situation, because of her size and because of his size and everything. To him, it was just, I guess he didn't know the logistics of it all. So then when he got too much into his head, the moment had passed. The moment was gone. So that was that. And so Caleb said that Alina is physically different from other women that he has been with. So he was just, overthinking it a little bit too much. And his plan is to get past that mental block. And because he really does care for her and he does want their relationship to progress. But then there's also the possibility that he may never get past it. Who knows? So they're at the gym together and they're working out, and he really likes that about her, that even though, she is a little person, she doesn't let anything stop her. So she was lifting her weights and doing her sit-ups and, just doing all the stuff that he wanted her to do, and she didn't hold back and she wasn't hesitant. And so that really impressed him, that she's just willing to try different things. Later on, they meet with her friend Maria, no Elijah, because there was just too much tension between Elijah and Caleb. So they're at Maria's house and they're having dinner, and Maria was just, quick fire questions. Basically, Maria wanted to know, what is your intentions with her? What does the future hold? Are you going to be living together? Are you going to be living in Russia? Are you going to be living in the United States? What is the plan? And Caleb was like, these are really good questions, but these are questions that need to be answered strictly between me and Alina. So me and her, we're going to have a chance to talk about this. I'm just not ready to talk about this with you, someone who I don't know. So then, for whatever reason, Alina and Maria continued on speaking in Russian, and I thought that was kind of rude. And Caleb felt like it was rude as well, that they were having this full-on conversation in Russian, and no one was interpreting anything to him. No one was including him in the conversation, and it felt really awkward for him. So later on, when they are on their way back to the hotel, Caleb did express his frustration, and Alina said that she felt bad. She apologized to him, and she felt bad that they were talking in Russian in front of him. And he appreciated that she understood that. And Caleb told her that, look, I don't want to rush into anything because I don't want either one of us to get hurt. So let's just kind of take it slow, get to know each other, and then we'll go from there. And Alina, she's cool with that. So they go back into the hotel, and once again, we're led to believe that it was on and popping. Okay. And I felt like the camera crew stayed in there a little bit too long, but eventually they did leave. So we'll see if the deal was sealed in the next episode. Moving on to Gino and Jasmine. So they go shopping, okay, because Jasmine cannot take his clothes. I mean, I don't understand like how he could have packed the way he packed, but then I don't know. I don't know. I mean, he just basically packed a whole bunch of workout clothes and his Jesus sandals. That's basically all he had. So she was like, what, we got to take you shopping. So they go to the store, they go to the mall, and, she's picking out everything for him. She's picking out this and she's picking out that. I don't know how many pairs of pants. I looked like she had like 6, 7, 8 pairs of pants for him, shirts upon shirts and all kinds of stuff, and shoes. So they get to the register, and it came out to $512. And he was just like, I don't have it. I'm sorry. So we're just going to have to come back later. And Jasmine looked at him and like, so what do you want me to tell the clerk? And he's like, I don't care. Tell her whatever you want. I don't have the money. And so she's rightfully embarrassed. And then she tells the clerk, well, he forgot his wallet in the car. We're going to go get his wallet and come back. So the clerk is like, okay, sure, fine. Back of her head, she's like, they're not coming back. So they leave, obviously, don't come back. And she's upset. Jasmine's upset. And what I don't understand is, if you couldn't get all of it, why couldn't you get like one shirt or a decent pair of shoes? Like, why couldn't you get one thing? You didn't have money for one thing. You plan an international trip, but you have no money to spend when you get there. That was insane. So then they go meet Jasmine's hairdresser / best friend Leo at the restaurant. And so they're at the restaurant, and Jasmine's not happy because, Gino's dressed the way he's normally dressed, like casual workout gear and his Jesus shoes. And she's like, Leo is my best friend, and I really wanted to impress him with my man because all we do is talk about Gino, Gino, Gino. And this is his first time meeting him. So I wanted him to be, dressed up really nice for my friend. But he was just in his usual baseball cap and workout clothes. So Leo arrives and they're sitting there having lunch or whatever, and then Leo looks at him and says that he looks like he's very, very honest and trustworthy. How do you get that from just looking at someone? I don't understand how he got that, but that's what he felt like. And so most of the time, okay, so I'm trying to make sure I go in order. So Leo asked Jasmine, have you told him about your birth control pills? And Jasmine is like, no, I haven't. And then in her confessional, she says that she feels bad that she hasn't told Gino that she's on birth control because he's thinking that they're going to be having a baby really soon. And we know that Gino's ready to have a family because when he was back home, he was constantly talking about he couldn't wait to be a father. So he thinks she's shooting up the club, but he's not. And so she says, he's even talking about, picking out names if we have a girl. He's got all these names figured out for our future daughter. But no, I haven't told him that I have no intentions of having a baby anytime soon. And I'm like, Jasmine, girl, tell that man. And so Gino then asks Leo, have you ever seen Jasmine get really upset? And Leo was like, yes, she does have a really bad temper. And then he proceeds to tell the story about how one of his assistants had accidentally burnt her hair. And so Jasmine grabbed the girl by her hair and was like violently shaking her head. And Jasmine said that she was shaking her so much and so hard, she thought she was going to kill the girl. That's how bad it was. And so Gino's just sitting there listening to all of this. And this entire episode, lights are clicking in Gino's head. I mean, you're seeing him connect the dots. Whatever illusion he had of Jasmine in this episode, it's like starting to wear off. So he's listening to this story and he's getting really worried and possibly very scared, as he should be. And he's just like, you can tell like he's starting to have maybe some second thoughts about this whole relationship. So Leo said that she's got these moments, where she can really explode. And Leo says in his confessional that what really worries him about the relationship is the difference in character, because maybe Gino is normal and Jasmine is not because she's a psycho. So on Christmas Day, they wake up and he wants to cook her breakfast. And he's like, baby, I got this. I'm going to cook you this delicious breakfast. And Gino says, the one thing I can't cook, but I know how to do a good breakfast. So then she sees him cracking eggs and Jasmine's like, babe, I'm vegan. So, and he's like, oh, okay. So how many eggs do you want? And he continues to scramble these eggs. And then he gives her untoasted bread. So all he had was like a plate of scrambled eggs and some plain bread. And she looks at the plate and she's like, I can't eat this because I'm vegan. Vegans, we don't eat anything at all that comes from an animal. And it's still not clicking to him. And then I think in the confessional or whatever, it finally clicks that, vegans don't eat any type of animal product, byproduct, etc. He's slow, but he'll get there. So this wonderful breakfast was just scrambled eggs and untoasted bread. So it's Christmas Day, so she wants to exchange gifts. So she brings out her present to him, which was a t-shirt that said, I love my crazy Panamanian girlfriend. And then she also has a t-shirt that says, I'm the crazy Panamanian girlfriend. So she thinks it's so cute and so funny. She just starts cracking up. And then she's like, well, where's my gift? And he's like, huh? And she's like, where's my gift? It's Christmas and I got you something. And I thought maybe you would have gotten me something. And so then Gino's like, oh yeah. You remember the toothbrush that I came here with? Yeah, the electric toothbrush. Yeah, look, what had happened was I was so excited about giving you that electric toothbrush that I gave it to you early. But that is actually your Christmas present, but you just got it early. And so Jasmine is not at all happy about this. And so she was like, well, when I look through your social media, I see that with your past girlfriends, you surprised them with like vacations and trips and all kinds of stuff. And all you gave me was a toothbrush. And he was like, you know what, love, that was when I was working. You know, I haven't been working in 7 months. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. And she's like, either it's because you're not working or it's because you just don't care about me. And then she storms off. So I'm surprised that Jasmine is putting up with any of this. Number one, I don't think it was on and popping in an intimacy department. I don't care what she says in her confessional. I don't believe it, not for a second, because they just seem so awkward together. They're whenever I don't even like whenever they're close to each other or hugging, it's always awkward. She's not going to make me believe for a second that he was a savage beast in that area. Nope, I don't believe it. He doesn't have any money, but she's still willing to stay with him. Okay. They're on completely different pages when it comes to family planning. She doesn't want to have children for a while. He wants children like yesterday. He wears that stupid hat all the time, and she's still okay with this. I'm just like, I don't understand what she sees in him and why she wants to be with him. And I'm not going to be one of those people that's just going to jump on the whole visa bandwagon. Oh, because she wants to go to America. She can go to America on her own. She can go, I mean, of course she's going to have some kind of a visa, but if she needed a man to help her get to America, she could have found somebody more on her level. I mean, there's nothing. Gino is on someone else's level, but just not her level, you know. But anyways, if she likes it, we love it. Let's move on. Mike and Hamina. So it's the next morning, and everyone's curious about how was it the night before. Of course, with him, fireworks went off. It was the 4th of July for him, the best he's ever had. For her, she was like, whatever. And so then after that, they have this plan to go sightseeing with her whole entire family again. So they go to some type of I forgot the name of the springs, but it was some type of springs place where you see the water like falling down the mountain and it falls into this beautiful lake or something like that. And so they're all having fun in the water. And her sister pulls her to the side and says to her, have you told him that you can't have children? Because we all know that Mike wants to have a family. He's okay being a stepdad, but it's important for him to have his own children. So her sister asked her, have you told him that you can't have kids? And so she's like, no, but that's a conversation that me and him will need to have pretty soon. So when they do finally get a chance to be alone together, she decides to let him know. And so she tells him that she can't have any children because she got her tubes tied. She got them tied, cut, and burnt. Or cut and burnt. And the reason why was because she had both of her children she had by cesarean, and it was a very painful, traumatic experience for her, and she doesn't want to relive that. So that's why she made the decision that she wasn't going to have any more children. And so she tells him this, and he is, just dumbfounded. He's just like, well, number one, why didn't you tell me this before? And her reasoning is that she wanted to tell him face to face, something like that. She didn't want to tell him over the phone or I guess through FaceTime. She wanted to tell him face to face. And number two, he's like, but we talked about having kids. And she said something like, I think she said that she was so worried about losing him that she couldn't tell him at the time that she couldn't have any more children. So I got the impression that maybe to him, she led him on into believing that they could have these biological children together, because I feel like this was a conversation that they had, and he expressed his desire to have children with her, and she went along with it, and she never told him that she couldn't. That's what I think. So he was just, really, he's like, you know what, I just need time to process this, because she's asking, because he said to her, well, if you can't have children, there's, with technology, with all the stuff that's available with fertility treatments, we can find other ways to have our own biological children. And then she asked him, well, what if those ways don't work? Are you going to leave me? And he said, I need to process this. I need to think about this. So she says she loves him and that she's really worried that he might leave her, but we'll see how that goes, because that's a big thing. I think that is something that, okay, you don't want to tell him in person, you don't want to tell him over the phone or through FaceTime, because you feel like this is a really important conversation that we have to have face to face. Okay, fine, I get it. But when he starts expressing these desires and these wishes of, I can't wait to have a kid with you, I can't wait till we have our own children, and you're just like, oh my God, me too, then you're wrong, Jimena, if that's what you did. If you were letting this man think that there was any possibility that y'all could have biological children together, and you were just playing that game with him, then you were wrong for that. Let's hope that that's not how it went, and he just was running away with his own imagination. Moving on to Johnny and Ella. So he's spending time with his son, and it's really sad for him because he's about to leave and he wants to spend as much time with his little boy as possible. His son is so adorable. His name is Stoney. He's 5 years old. He is full of personality. So he feels really guilty about leaving his son behind. Johnny supports his parents, and his parents are the ones that are taking care of his son. And so the mother, because he's at his mother's house, his parents' house now, and the mother asked him, so how are you going to be able to help us when you go to America? And he says he doesn't know, but he's going to try his best, because when he arrives, he's not going to be able to work or do much of anything until he gets all of his papers in order. So then they talk about his previous marriage, and why that didn't work out. So according to Johnny, he got a divorce because one of the reasons was that his wife and his mother did not get along. They fought constantly. And the mother said, well, what makes you think that me and your new wife won't fight? And Johnny says, well, because y'all don't even speak the same language, so how can y'all fight? You have to go through me to understand what the other one is saying, so I'm not going to even entertain that. And so the mother wants him to have a Chinese wife. She's not too crazy about him having a foreign wife. And Johnny says the reason why he did not find a Chinese wife is because in China for so many years there was this law that families could only have one child, and most families prefer to have boys. So a lot of female pregnancies, I'm assuming, were ending in terminations. So that's why there was like this overabundance of men and not enough women. So basically he was like, it's like a numbers game. There just wasn't enough Chinese women around for me to find that, the pool of Chinese women is very small. So he decided to venture out and get a foreign woman. So that's the answer to that. Simple as that. And so so there's this whole issue of how he's going to continue supporting his family once he leaves for America. Ella is trying to lose 10 pounds before Johnny arrives. So she's joined a gym. She's doing her thing. She's working out. And while she's at the gym one day, she gets a text message. Oh, before we go there, she's talking about how it's important for her to try to lose a little bit of weight before he comes because she's so worried about him being attracted to her. She's like, I know that if I wasn't as heavy as I was, I'd be getting men left and right. It wouldn't be a thing. I'd be breaking hearts all over the place. But because of my size, men don't find me attractive. And so I'm worried that, then she gives an example of her dating someone. I think she met somebody online. And when they met in person, he told her, well, you're bigger than I thought. And she said that really crushed her because she says that she was really upfront about her size. She said that she sent him pictures, head to toe pictures, told him how much she weighed or something. So she was like, before they even met, she made it very clear exactly what her size was. But then when they met, he was still shocked and the relationship ended. So she's worried that it might be that way with Johnny as well. That, on camera, he might be like, oh my God, you're so beautiful and don't worry about the weight. I'll help you lose it. But then when he sees her face to face, he's going to be like, whoa, I can't deal with this. So she's worried about that. So she's going to try to work out, try to, slim down a little bit before he comes. So while she's at the gym working out, she gets a text message from him. And it basically says that his Singapore visa was denied. She tries to call him. She's calling. He's not answering for some reason. in, and she's just crushed that his visa was denied. And where do we go from here? We don't know. We need to tune in at the very next episode. So, yeah, that is my review of 90 Day Fiancé before the 90 days. Thank you so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. If you made it this far, you're the greatest because you chose to spend your time with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will definitely be talking to you later. Bye.